Hello, hello. Okay. Oof. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. I am here. I'm trying something out, something new. I'm trying something new. I was checking out the settings on this thing. Yesterday, I was talking about the rash that I had on my neck during the pandemic. I had this terrible rash, and I so happen to have the picture. I'm going to try and see if I can show the picture. That's my neck right there. It's not showing. It's not showing very well. But anyhow, let's see something here. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Anyhow, that's my neck. It's not showing very clearly. Okay. Kind of. Okay. It's not too clear. Yep. That's a little bit of my neck with the redness and the swelling. It was terrible. I'm trying to see. Let me see if this one will show very well. Okay, it's not working. So anyhow, I did have the rash, but it's gone, and all I have to do is keep putting the oil on my neck and keep treating it, and pray over it. Pray over it. What I want to talk about tonight is crying. Crying is a form of therapy. Crying is a form of therapy. It's a good therapy. If you notice how babies and children overcome very quickly, if a child is hurt, they cry, and right afterwards they can start laughing and giggling and playing and just going about their business as if nothing ever happened. There's something about crying. Water is corrosive. Water is a good element, a good force, but at the same time, when it settles in an area, it can be corrosive. I grew up around the ocean, so I know. I have seen how the water carved the rocks around on the bay. I would go out, sit on the rocks and just watch how the water would just hit the rocks and how the rocks were carved by the water. So water is very powerful. And one of the things I realized for myself is if something is happening, my own personal experience, if something has happened to me and I hold on to it, I could feel the heaviness. But if I cry and let my tears run, afterwards I feel lighter. I feel heavy. I feel lighter. I no longer feel heavy. I don't feel like I'm carrying something. I feel lighter. I feel very much lighter. And one of the things that is mentioned in the Bible, that the children of Israel cry unto the Lord when they were heavy burdened with slavery in Egypt. They cried out. So crying is not saying that someone is a wimp or they're chicken or they're childish or anything. Remaining in that state is not good, but it's good to get a good cry sometime just release whatever it is. Just release it. Release it. Just as much, this gets me to thinking, just as much as when we sweat, we purge our bodies. Very good, very good, very good. When we sweat, we detox. We release toxins from our bodies. So when we cry, whatever emotion whatever happened that caused hurt, that caused a negative emotion in our bodies, when we cry, we release that. We release that. Just as much as when we sweat, we purge, we release toxins from our bodies. I know when you exercise and you sweat, and at night you get a really, really good night. For me personally, I know after doing a good workout, a good exercise routine, I sleep very well. I feel much lighter. I feel like I've taken off a burden, a weight. Water is corrosive. Water is corrosive, and even in the body, if a person have water retention in their body, it tends to swell and swell and swell and swell, and become edema, and sometimes it can lead to pitting edema, which is not good when water settles in any area of the body. So it's good to cry sometimes. It is good to cry. It is good to cry. It's just when the Bible talks about certain things, it's not just to read them and take them literally, but put them into application. This is how I see the Bible. I see the Bible as a teaching tool. And for the most part, it's theory. And you have to know how to construct the theory and construct it to, I don't want to say experiment, but to put it in application. Put it into application and apply it to your life so you can do better for yourself. So you can do better for yourself. It is good to get a good cry and release the emotion. Because when you don't cry and you're carrying that heavy load, that emotion, that energy, and water has energy. Water is always in movement. Water have that energy. It's always in movement. So when you're carrying that emotion and you don't release that energy, you don't release that in your sweat and in your tears. And one of the things I found out when I was taking this class also, it had to do with biology. It was about when the fight or flight, when the body releases the adrenaline. And if the person doesn't run to sweat out all of that adrenaline, to sweat it out, what happens? It sits in the body and it can become toxic to the body, because the purpose of releasing it is to get the person in movement to start running. And as they run, they sweat and they sweat it out. It's like putting gas in the car and not moving the car. The gas just sits in the car. And if it sits there, I don't think it's going to do the car any good. So the purpose of putting the gas in the car is to run the car, to drive the car somewhere. So the purpose of the adrenaline going is to get you moving. It is a hormone that's being released to get the body starting to run, because it's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. And just as much as water, when someone is hurting emotionally and they hold on to that emotion, and sometimes they may feel like crying, but they don't cry, they just hold on to it. And that emotion just pile up and swell and swell and swell and swell. Sometimes it's good to release it. Release it. Release it. I have my Bible here just tonight. Like I said, I'm not here to preach. I don't like preaching, but I do like reading my Bible. I have my Bible here. I read it, and read it, and read it, and just mark the pages. Get everything marked. Read it, read it, read it. Read it and read it again and again and again and again. And I'm telling you, if I'm reading the Bible, a scripture, a passage, a book, or whatever I'm reading in the Bible, if I don't get it, I will come back to it again and again and again. And I will keep it in my head. I will keep thinking about it and turning it over and over and just keep thinking about it until I get the answer that I'm looking for, or the understanding that I'm looking for. Or sometimes somebody may give me confirmation. I will get the confirmation from someone, or I may find a book that I can read and compare and help me analyze what I read and get a clear understanding, to get a clear understanding. And this is a really good book that I've read also. This book, really, really, really good book. I read this book, really, really, really good book. Very good book. I'm telling you, I read that book and I kept on reading it and reading it and reading it. And this year I started to read it, but I was a little bit tired from reading, because sometimes my eyes get really tired from reading. So I kind of take a break, but every now and then I'll turn a page and take a look at something in it. It is like my booster. If I'm thinking about something, or I'm trying to figure out something and I can't make sense of it, I can always go back to that book, go back to the Bible, or go back to that book, or find another book to find the answers. To find the answers. I'm just trying out something tonight. I'm not doing anything in particular. I did my mask today. I did my mask. I did a full body mask today. I don't know if this one will show. No, it won't show. It won't show. Anyhow, I did a full body mask today. And then I did, instead of soaking, I normally soak after putting on the mask. I normally soak my body, but I didn't soak. I took a shower. And it was really good. It was really, really good. I just feel like coming on tonight. I didn't have anything in particular that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to try something new. Okay. I just wanted to try something new. I was looking at the word cry. There's so many. There's 100. I came up with 163 results for cry in the Bible. Um, and I'm just looking through all of them. And yeah. uh, uh, I'm laughing because sometimes a person may find themselves going through a situation, and instead of crying to the Lord, they'll cry to a person. And sometimes what they will get is a brush off. If you want to cry, the best one to cry to is cry out to the Lord. 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 Just like the children of Israel. They didn't go and cry to Pharaoh. Pharaoh. They didn't cry out to Pharaoh. They cry out to the Lord, and they got an answer. Sometimes you may be going through a really difficult time in life, and you think somebody will come and help you when you cry out to them. Mm-mm. You are better off crying out to the Lord. You are better off going through the scriptures, finding some scriptures where you can sit and meditate and just let the water run. Let the water run. Just let your tears down. Let your tears down. I'm telling you, let your tears down. Just let those tears roll. Let them roll like a mighty river coming down a mountain. It will do you much better sometime than finding somebody to cry to. Cry out to the Lord. Whatever your situation is, cry out to the Lord. You will get better results. You cry out to the Lord, let those tears roll down your eyes. When you're done, you'll feel lighter. You'll feel lighter, and you'll get some answers. You'll get some answers. Trust me, you'll get some answers. You will get some answers. I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking. I just feel like sitting here and thinking. Okay. While I'm thinking, I also feel like I turned the light on. I also feel like doing this. I also feel like doing some of these. I feel like doing some of this. Just do this. I'm going to do a little bit of this. I don't really need to do a lot of this. Just a little bit of this helps. I am not staying for too long tonight, because I have to wake up early tomorrow morning. So that's it. I just wanted to say sometimes it's best to cry out to the Lord than to cry out to people. You're better off crying out to the Lord. Find a little secret place. Go and sit down. Just you and God, because wherever you are, God is there with you. You're the temple. God is within you. Go cry to the Lord. Cry to the trees. Cry in the bush. Cry somewhere. Don't waste your time crying to nobody. Cry to the Lord. Cry to the Lord. But I'm saying crying is a good therapy. It helps you release your emotion, so that the water doesn't sit in your body and become corrosive and cause some dis-ease, unbalancement. Disease. So I'm going to say bye-bye for now. Love yourself. If you have to cry again, cry. Cry to the Lord. Cry to the Lord. Cry to the Lord. If you have to cry, cry to the Lord. It's good therapy. I won't go into it. Do your own research. I'm just telling you, putting it out there. Crying is a good therapy. You want to try it? Try it. It's a good therapy. Bye. Love, love, love. Lots of love. Love yourself. Bye bye for now. Until I see you again.